Okay, somebody mentioned a while back about a poker tournament, maybe, for the country club, and I said that I plausibly wouldn't actually be able to take part in that, and I figured I'd elaborate on what I mean. I often get asked, because people will see me sat at the bus station or whatnot, just doing this kind of thing with a deck of cards, if I would actually like a game. The simple answer is yes, I would like a game. The sad truth of the matter is I very rarely get one because people assume I'm going to cheat. Fair enough, I suppose. You see a guy being quite dexterous with a deck of cards, you assume that he's able to. Doesn't mean that ethically I would, but it doesn't stop people from still thinking that that's the state of things to come. So I very rarely actually get to take part in a game. Because of that, a conversation often turns around to what's the best way to cheat, and it's quite simple. There's various different ways to cheat at cards, but the absolute best way, well, it can be summed up in one sentence. If cheating at cards is very much like having sex. If you don't have a good partner, you better have a good hand. Is the only way that we can really think about it. So what that means is that you would normally have somebody who can manipulate the deck whilst they're dealing and deal you good cards with new bottom deals and so on and so forth. If you're on your own, you have to go to something more extreme and not quite as foolproof, and that would be palming cards. And I'll show you what I mean. Palming cards is very basically, it's the act of holding a card in the palm of your hand, where it gets its name from, without anybody realising you have one there. So the idea would be to try and hold your hand as naturally as possible without arousing any kind of suspicion. Various different ways to go about this, and techniques and tactics that are used. I'm going to show you my favourite, which I did a few years ago. I'll show you with 4 cards, just to make it easier and quicker than a whole hand. 4. Right. So when you're palming cards, it's because you want to move it from one place to another. So I've got my hand, which we use 3 of them, and there's one on the table ready. So I want to move this 8 of hearts, for instance, over to this card over here. It could be a card that one of the other players has thrown down that they don't want anymore. It's just lying there on the table. I need to do that in such a way that nobody's going to actually see it happen. I'm hoping you haven't actually seen it happen yet. You probably noticed already that my hand looks a little bit kind of iffy. If I try and hold it in a more natural position, maybe it's a little bit easier to just disregard that. When I want the card, by the way, what I've done is I've actually squeezed it into a little ball. It's right there, you just can't see it, it's underneath that fold of skin. When I do want it, I just have to get my thumb in, work the card out, I just drop it down like this. And then I have my 2 cards. And like I say, you probably didn't see that. I'll show you again. Actually, just a quick lesson. When palming cards, little things to look out for. 1. Don't hold the card with the corners poking out the edge of your hand, because you can see that there's a card in there. You realise I'm cheating, and therefore you're going to smack me in the face. No, I don't want that to happen. Other things as well as when you're palming cards, don't hold your fingers too far open, because again you can see that there's a card in there. You know I'm cheating. You're going to again smack me in the face, and like I say, I don't want this. The best way, like I said, to go about it is, as I just mentioned, is actually when you palm the card, is to take it and squeeze it into a small ball, as tight as you can, and to make it as small as possible, so that you can hide it, like I say, in this little fold of skin right here. And whenever you need it, you just drop your hand, and there it is. You get the cards go wherever you want. The last one here, this King of Clubs, is the easiest one to do. In fact, we can do it from the top of the deck here. When you get the deck yourself to deal, you only really need even one hand. Because after you finish dealing, you can just lay a card down on the table and just pressure with one hand, couple that with sweat and whatnot to allow it to just adhere to just the one hand. To you can lift it away from the table without anybody actually realising what you've done. And like I said, yeah. See, nobody's going to realise that you've done anything and to you squeeze it into a little ball and reveal it later on. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, especially you, Miss Skeptic there, Lynch. You think that King of Clubs is right there, don't you? It's alright, you can call me on it. It's not. It's actually not anywhere in this deck at all. It is right there. As I said before, it's right here in the fold of the skin. Just drop it out like this, and you have 1 King of Clubs and the 1, 2, 3 other cards from that. And that's the best way to cheat at cards.